with a plan to do something in your life, but then later on you have talked yourself out of it. We will start with an idea, but we also were going to be those who are going to talk ourselves out of it. They said no 4 times, but yet I faced rejection. Something is keeping us down. So here I have some studies. The situations may not be the same. How does that have been playing out in your life? 80% is psychology, 20% is mechanics. Today in the men's group, we explore this topic. This topic I heard in Tony Robbins' seminar, and this is my research, and this is what we discuss in the men's group, because you know what? We will start with an idea, but we also were going to be those who are going to talk ourselves out of it. So this is my research. Here we go. So many of us have been led by belief that achieving success is all about having the right tools, resources, strategies. However, we have often failed to realize that our mindset and belief system plays even bigger role in determining our success. How does that have been playing out in your life? Have you ever came up with an idea or with a plan to do something in your life, but then later on you have talked yourself out of it? Or maybe you lacked the confidence, or maybe you actually didn't believe that it is even possible. Sometimes we just don't have the right mindset, and that's why we don't succeed. Even for me, starting my own business, going out of the comfort zone and approaching those first clients who also said no. They said no 4 times, and the 5th one was actually yes. I was actually offering my services for free just so I can learn and I can practice. But yet I faced rejection. Maybe that's fear of rejection, and maybe that's why we don't establish the relationships. Maybe that's why we don't start the businesses, or maybe that's why we are set back to where we are, because some limiting beliefs, some fears, something is keeping us down. So what is that in your life? Do you think it is all about the mechanics and the tools, or do you think that the mindset and the beliefs play a big part in it? Do you agree with the fact that 80% is psychology and 20% is mechanics? So here I have some studies. So in fact, studies have shown that successful people share common psychological traits such as resilience, perseverance, and growth mindset. They also have strong sense of self-belief and the ability to stay focused on their goals even when facing challenges and setbacks. Do you believe in that? Have you experienced and seen someone in your life that you think that looks like everything is going against them, but yet somehow they move forward? You think they actually have been under big pressure, but somehow they have managed to get out of it and actually use it for good. Have you ever seen someone who has went through difficult, challenging times and yet he has succeeded? And on the other hand, have you seen people who has perfect life? Life has been a gift. Everything has been gifted, and you would feel and think that, you know what, this person has everything that they need to be successful, and somehow they don't succeed. So this proves the fact that it is possible for everyone to move forward despite the facts, but our beliefs is not the same for everyone. The circumstances may not be the same, the situations may not be the same, but what we believe about the circumstances and the situations is what determine where we were going to go. And on the other side, you have probably seen someone who looks like has got it all. He has the right tools, he has the right opportunities, he may have the finances or the resources that is needed for moving forward. Maybe he also has the time, but yet he doesn't. Maybe it's not about the tools. Maybe it's about what you do with what's given to you. Maybe that's about you being resourceful and finding the time, finding the energy, and actually moving forward despite the circumstances. Because we have seen in our lives, someone who has faced difficult challenges. Maybe that's health or sickness, maybe that's finances, maybe that's relationship, maybe that is emotional situations, maybe a mental breakdown. But yet from there, they have found some strength, that they have found something that has given them the emotion and the fire and the passion to move forward, not to draw back, do less, and become all negative and self-defensive, but on the other side, to become more stronger, more courageous, and actually take more bold steps. Have you seen anyone like it? And if you haven't seen anyone like it, Look around, you will see, because there are such people. If you will look for people who have failed, you'll find them. And if you will look for people who have succeeded, you'll also find them. Where your focus goes, there your energy flows. And on the other hand, those who struggle to achieve success often have limiting beliefs and negative thought pattern that holds them back. They may also lack the motivation and persistence needed to overcome obstacles and achieve their goals. Whether you believe that you can, you're right, and if you believe you cannot, you're also right, because you have to prove that it is impossible. You have to prove that you are not right, and the only way to do it is actually by doing it. And once you do it, you have more opportunities, you have more chances to do it and to achieve than by simply stating that it is impossible. Because as long as you try, you have the opportunity. If you don't try, 100%, there is no opportunity. Zero chance. And have I ever been caught up in this pattern of negativity? And if I look back, and I can say yes, with confidence, I can say yes. And that's probably the time, the most recent times, is when we went through the COVID and lockdowns. When the business wasn't going, when my health went down, when I wasn't feeling like we're moving forward, and I was feeling like we are sliding back in terms of finances and business. Also my mental state and also the feelings. And I actually asked to myself, you know what? Before I was actually more happier. What happened to myself? Also that affected the relationships. Eventually it all came crashing down. And at that point I was devastated, I was destroyed, and I couldn't even sleep properly. Yes, I got a panic attack, and you know what? At that point I actually thought to myself, I must be doing something wrong. And if I have gold in my hands and it is drowning me, will I let it go or will I drown with the gold? So I decided to let it go, and I decided to change something in my life. And that is my journey, how I decided to focus and change the way I think. I had some ups and downs, but one thing that I realized, I needed to find someone who has done it. I needed to find someone who would show the way that it is possible. And if you're going to look for it, you're going to find it. And of course, obvious question would be, so what does that mean to us, to you and I, to you and me? What does that mean to us? It means that we need to focus on developing strong mindset and belief system that will support our goals and help us overcome our obstacles that comes our way. And these challenges that I create for myself, challenges of push-ups, challenges of walking every day, challenges of reading or sitting in silence. The next challenge that I'm going to do is actually to do the British citizenship, British passport in 100 days. You can do that maybe in less days, maybe in more days. But you know what? When you set yourself a goal and when you focus on the goal daily, you find the way to achieve it. But if you will set yourself a time aside, and like my friend, he said on Tuesdays, I set aside time with my friends when he plays the board games. You know what? He has a dedicated time when he actually builds that strong connection with his friends. And you know what? He gets himself ready for that. And he knows what to expect, and he knows that Tuesdays are coming. So do you have a set aside time for yourself to study, to learn, to grow? Maybe that's reading or listening to the podcast. Maybe that's for me, as my challenge is actually setting aside time to learn for the test of the knowledge of English history. Maybe that's anything else that you want to improve in your life. Yes, you have a goal. Yes, you have a vision. Yes, you want to move forward. But what's missing, it is dedicated time to do it and to work on it. And once you set yourself this dedicated time, do not be put away that you cannot complete all of it. Sometimes, even in a gym, I don't go to the gym and spend there 2 hours. Sometimes I go there 45 minutes and sometimes even 15 minutes. And it's better to do 10 minutes 5 days a week or 6 or 7 days a week than to do 1 day 50. Because what you do consistently is what or who you're going to become. Don't forget, like, share, comment, subscribe.